What's going on? We're gonna be doing some working out. I just got back from a little late night joyride. I had got something to eat at the original Maxwell Polish restaurant, Halsted, downtown Chicago. If you're from Chicago, you already know. I didn't have to risk. I didn't get into no arguments with nobody. I got looks from young women that looked like they were either still in high school or barely out of high school. I don't talk to I usually don't talk to young women. Most of the time I don't. Um, it kind of brings like daddy vibes, like you looking for a daddy type stuff. I'm not saying I wouldn't deal with a young woman, but most of the time I just look at them like, what are you really looking at? Like, do you really want to go there? I'm not about to say nothing to you as far as like, but how interested are you? Because you know, I ain't opposed to being your daddy in the sense of you know, kind of BDSM type shit, but I don't deal with minors for sure. But if 18, 19, possibly. But then, it's like I don't really know how that's gonna necessarily work as far as like, obviously old enough to be your dad. So you better listen to daddy. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, I just got back. Also stopped at the local casino. Um, I didn't fare well, but I learned quite a bit. Um, got some chicks, man. Talk to some hood chicks. Um, they already happy with their hood boyfriends. So yeah, they good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna get on this bike and start, what I'm saying, basically pedaling. Uh wanna burn off whatever I ate earlier. And then probably gonna make this short. It's not probably gonna be that long of a workout, but we'll see. I probably got more talking to do than working out. But it's a couple things I want to talk about. One of those things is basically I just kind of noticed that a lot of people are financially delusional. Okay, some people are just, a lot of things kind of go back to the money. Uh, some things also, I'll say, first of all, before you even get to the money, they say first you get money and then you get power. Actually, it's reverse. You really want to get power first, then you get money. Because if you just get money and you don't have any power, then you could easily have your money taken from you, and also you can lose your money. So if you come with power first, then a lot of times money follows that or yields that, and then also, it's not easily taken, or it's not, something that you could just lose. So that kind of goes into a conversation that goes into a lot of different realms, but there was something that I was thinking about. But also, just as far as financial delusion, something that I've talked about on this channel, and it's something that a lot of people have. A lot of people have financial delusion. I find myself living my life, being grateful for, the good times. A lot of times people, I think that's a certain level of self-reflection is needed at times. And if it is rough patches in life, I think thinking about the good times is worthy of reflection, because thinking about the times that were great helps you kind of get back there, helps you stay humble and grounded to where, okay, yeah, you went through this before, but you had it better when this was going on, when, these people were alive, and so on and so forth. And you just, so you stay humble. I know I'm not the only person that does that. So that was something that I was thinking about, because the thing is that sometimes you can put yourself in a situation where you self-sabotage yourself. You self-sabotage your future, because a lot of things are emotional, and also spiritual and physical, of course. You have to get up, you have to work, or you have to, do whatever you do to make money. And over the course of the day, you live in your life. And living that life, you're spending money. And a lot of us, what we do is, over that course of time frame, we overextend ourselves because we're financially delusional. You can even say that people are just delusional in itself, thinking that everything is fine. That's one of the first things that I think that people suffer from, thinking that everything is okay. What's going on, Iori? What's up? What's up? Thinking everything is gravy. It's fine. It's it's wonderful outside, and it is. It's all right. It's only a California wildfire. California is burning. They say, I think, Western Canada. So it's a lot of smoke fumes. The sky is like really hazy and gloomy. So this has been kind of a very gloomy summer for a lot of people, because basically these California wildfires, that smoke is coming towards the Midwest, is coming far as south as Georgia, all over the country. Is those smoke fumes have to go somewhere. So I basically say all of that to say that people still have to survive and thrive in this time, and making a certain viewpoint based off of delusion will have you in the trick bag for a long time. Such as a lot of people overextend themselves on credit, then they go into what? Debt. Right? And then your debt obligations go into a situation where it gets to a point where your debts consume you. You have more payments to pay than what you have money. Your budget is blown because you got too much debt obligations. And this financial delusion is something that I was thinking about, because I think about, okay, the 42-year-old me versus the 22-year-old me and the 32-year-old me. certain things I used to think about, certain things I used to do, I don't have those same mindsets. Like the mindset of me when I was 22 is definitely of delusion. Even I would say 32. I didn't know about people and all of these different concepts. I didn't know about women like I do now. Even just the woman aspect alone, that's a major important thing. You know, it's old men that's in their late 50s and even 60s. Do you know these people are technically what would be called blue pill? And they don't know anything about it. They don't care. They live their whole life and they never knew anything about just basically just they just knew the basics when it comes to life and women and stuff like that. And of course, I mean, some of these men, they have families, they have children, they might have a ex-wife or two, and they really just didn't know that much. They were just living their life. Whatever limited knowledge and understanding that they had, they just went with that. And they don't know anything about, all of these different concepts and stuff like that. They just live their life, you know. Some people say that whole, YouTube life or red pill and all that stuff has no reflection on real life. That's bullshit. Because you know why I'll say it's bullshit, because people are actually living their life and they also know what's going on. They've listened to somebody's podcast. It might not be somebody that you know or you listen to, but they've listened to somebody else. I mean, one of the things I'll tell you about words and just public speaking or radio or whatever, any type of communication, kind of goes back to the caveman days. Okay, just imagine a cave and you're lighting a fire and you're communicating with other cavemen. Well, that spreads. That communication, those cavemen are going to go to another cave and they're going to spread the word or spread the message, and it's just going to travel, far and wide. And that's how that works. I mean, people get certain things that you could kind of listen to them. You like, man, this person, he knows something, about some type of like red pill talking points or whatever you want to call it. But it's still quite a bit of people that don't know certain things about women, and it's not something to be obsessed about. But I will say a lot of that puts you in a position where you need to know these things, because if certain things come awry, you know how to deal with them, or you know what you're dealing with, basically. A lot of it, even if it's not nothing else, it's the laws in this country. Okay, the history of the laws of this country when it comes to parental rights and all of that type of stuff. Knowing that helps you understand. Okay, well, this is just a Western type of thing. This is something goes back to Europe. Giving the parental rights to the mom and all of that stuff. This is well before my grandparents and my great grandparents. This goes back to good old Europe. This is something that they did, and that's why things are the way they are. And you can safeguard yourself and move accordingly from that. Whether you don't decide to get married, or you have a marriage that is not filed in the court systems, or whatever you want to do to safeguard yourself, you do that because you know what's going on. You're well informed. So, yeah, I mean, I was not well informed when I was in my 20s and my 30s. I just wasn't. I had some pieces But and that definitely played a role into the man I am today. But I mean, if I had, it's the whole cliche. If I would have known what I know now 20 years ago, if I had the millionaire savings plan 20 years ago, okay, how far ahead would I be? If I knew, about how to repair houses, if I knew that 20 years ago, okay, how far would I be? If I would have known about, okay, I need to make sure I take care of windows and floors and walls. Okay, drywall. The main thing about a house, as far as structure, is the framing, and after the framing, insulation, drywall, and floors. That's what makes a house a home for the most part. I mean, floors and fucking and walls. I had no idea that this drywall was gonna take so much, but now I know, like, okay, so the next house, if I ever do a gut rehab, I know, okay, well, I need to budget about $5,000 or more, because I got to get my drywall, I got to get a team together, and they got to hang this drywall. It's gonna take them a couple weeks to do it. It's gonna take about a month to hang hang the drywall, tape it, mud it. It's gonna take a month. It's gonna cost about $5 to $7 grand. Boom. Okay, that's what I know now. I didn't know that. I thought this shit was gonna take like a couple grand. Hell no, man. The material prices. I mean, to cover an entire house that's 1,000 square feet. Oh man, it's grossly underestimated that. You know, and then just the actual labor involved in installing drywall. Oh my God. If you ever you can just actually you can get into drywall installation and taping and mudding and also painting, and you can make $100,000 a year just doing that. You can make a living just being a drywall installer, just primarily your expertise just being drywall, because it's so needed, and it's like something that people willing to pay for it, because it's just a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Actually delivering the drywall, installing it, taping and mudding. It's like, man, it's people gonna pay to have you install drywall, because they ain't trying to do that shit themselves. Average person wouldn't be able to install no drywall, man. It's just, even if they wanted to, they just gonna pay that bread, man. So that's something I know how to do more than I've ever did. And I mean, I still need help. It's just, man, it's like hanging the drywall and then also taping and mudding. It's just all intensive work, man. It just takes a lot of effort. You really need manpower in order to get it done right away. So anyways, man, it's just all of the things that that you didn't know. That's what makes experience very, very valuable. A lot of people don't have the experience. That's why they just don't know about stuff. If they had the experience, they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I know you're gonna need this, this, and this. A lot of people just don't know. And they might be afraid to make a decision based off of them not knowing. Or they could be like me and just have, big balls and just basically just make a decision thinking that it's not going to be that difficult. Now, if you make a decision off of it just not being so difficult, it's not bad. The only thing is that difficulty is just gonna make it more challenging. It's gonna bite off more than you wanted to chew. And you'll gain that experience from it. But a lot of times people don't make a decision. They choose the latter. They don't make a decision because they just they don't make a decision based off of them not knowing. That's them not knowing is enough for them not to make any decision at all. So the thing is that back to the delusion and how it goes into financial delusion. A lot of people make decisions, and it's based off of short-term decisions, off of short-term gains, or even short-term realities, if you want to say. Like, for example, rent is going up all across the country. I don't know how many people are, going to be able to sustain this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how people are going to be able to sustain this. So, I'm seeing now more tents in Chicago, more homeless tents in Chicago, right? And I got gray hairs and stuff. I'm older. I've been around the block. I mean, and then a lot of times you don't really have to use too much brain matter to think, okay, well, homelessness was already an issue, one, before rental prices went up. Okay? So now that you got an issue where rental prices are up higher, okay, most likely it's going to be more homeless people. Okay? I mean, you don't have to use that much gray matter to put that into perspective. And it's something that I've already kind of talked about a little bit, but it's just kind of common sense. It's not too many people really talking about this. It is to a certain extent. I know BGS talks a lot about this. He doesn't waver on that, but most people don't talk about the fact that, okay, it's a lot of people that are losing their apartments, their rentals, and then of course, I've said this before. Evictions are the cousin of foreclosure, the little brother to foreclosure. Okay, so whenever there's evictions, there's also foreclosures around the corner. So I post these things on my community tab a lot of times because I don't really have the time to put any content together. But best believe that I've already said this months ago that basically foreclosures is on the rise and also evictions. Okay, everybody was talking about evictions. It was talking about evictions probably like last year. Last year people were talking about evictions. It was kind of kind of like steered toward women getting evicted, but I haven't really went into that aspect of it, but it's people getting evicted, period, because they don't have the money to even pay the original rents they were getting evicted. I mean, we're coming off a pandemic. Not everybody is able to get jobs and PPP loans and all that other stuff. And all of that stuff is long gone. You know, the extended unemployment and all of that is gone. Okay. So, you know, people are not telling you that they're struggling, you know, but they're struggling. I'm probably one of very few people that has a certain level of honesty that doesn't try to be capping. You know, a lot of people are capping, and it goes into that it feeds that financial delusion. They're trying to front like, you know, they balling out of control. When the stats say, you know, basically, there's a very small percentage of black people that are actually balling out of control. Okay, the black elite is less than 1%. Okay, the black elite, that 1 trillion net worth or collective wealth, most of that is black elites. Okay, people that are multimillionaires or better. The average everyday Joe is just, you know, struggling, you know, to get some rest, to go to sleep, and get up to go to work the next day. And they got, you know, rent to pay, child support, bills, all kind of, you know, debts and stuff they got to pay. They don't really have their life together like that, you know. That's the average person. It is people below that. Okay. Most of the homeless in America are black males. Black men are the most homeless population in the United States. You say what easy trades would you suggest young kids get into? Man, I say two things. I'll say two things. You gotta understand, most people are gonna drive a car and they gotta live in a house. Okay? They gotta drive a car and they gotta live in a house. Some of the most resourceful men are in the neighborhood. I'm talking about even in the ghetto, are the mechanic and the handyman. And it's obvious why. It's obvious why. Because, okay, the mechanic, a lot of people are not able to fix their cars. Okay, here's something that I thought about, right? This is what I say. The reason why I think they call it the hood is, well, one is because people are not that neighborly, so it's just left the hood, right? So it's no neighborhood, it's just, you know, the hood. People throwing trash and not respecting people's other property, committing violent crimes, you know, preying on each other. It's just the hood. People are not neighborly. Okay, that's actually more in line of what I would say is called the hood. But also, here's another sign. This is more of a sign as well as why it's called the hood, because you see a lot of people with their car hoods up. And it's like, basically, a lot of times people don't have the money to get their cars fixed. So they rely on the alley mechanic. Okay, so learning how to change oils and all of this stuff you can learn in high school. I learned auto mechanics, well, from my uncle, and also in high school, man. You know, I was already working on cars and stuff, but you can learn auto mechanics in high school. Also, you can learn how to work on you can learn general carpentry in high school as well. Once you get into junior college, that's actually the purpose of junior college. Junior college is the meat and potatoes of junior college. Is that you can kind of get into trades right away. So you take like 1 year at junior college, and you take auto mechanics, you're on your way to be a ASE certified mechanic. And once you get that, you don't need to be certified to be a mechanic. But once you get that, you can work in any dealership or any car repair shop. You could definitely open your own repair shop, and it looks good to have that on your wall to show that you're certified. And you're trained on auto rebuilding, auto repair. Everybody needs a car. You know how to drop an engine and put a new engine in, or drop a trans and put a new engine in. You on your way. Okay. How much does it cost to put a new engine? I need an engine in my van, or some type of head gasket repair, and that's going to be like $1,500. A new engine is going. A used engine is going to be like $1,500 to $2,000, and then to put the new engine in, is about $1,500 to $2,000. So yeah, just think about it, right? So just a general like a entry level technician, a computer technician. That's about how much you're gonna make a week. If you know how to put an engine in, let's say about 48 hours, 48 to about that time. Take you about a week to put an engine in. That's one engine you just put in. You got $1,500 right there. You just put a new engine in a car. Took the other one out and put the new one in. And over the course of that, you working on that engine. It might, and once you get skilled enough, it might only take you maybe 36 hours to swap an engine. You might be able to swap an engine in one day. You done made $1,500. Then, you got other cars and stuff. You do brakes, you do a rotor job. Different jobs that's needed. A tune up, oil changes, all of that, right? Mechanics make money. Car mechanics make money once you actually get into your own business. Auto mechanic don't make that much money if you work for a shop. But if you got your own shop, yeah, you gonna make some money. Handyman, a carpenter, carpentry. You can get into carpentry right away. You get union, you could make like $50 an hour or something like that, more than I make. Most tradesmen that are union make more than I do. If you're an electrician, carpenter, laborer, even a laborer, a union laborer, you're gonna make money. Construction is ongoing and everywhere. It is boom times. Okay, when it's warm, like spring to summer, that's the construction boom going on. But it's construction going on all year round, though. So, I would say definitely anything construction. A carpenter is a construction worker. An HVAC installer, a repair technician is a construction worker. A carpenter is a construction worker. A handyman is a construction worker. A laborer is a construction worker. Electrician, a plumber, a concrete guy is a construction worker. Anything that's involving building commercial or residential um, buildings or structures is a construction worker. So those are the two things that I would say that if you know how to do on a personal level, as well as like in business, you're gonna make money. Like for example, me, every house you get, every house I get is my own construction class. I learn more off this house that I got now that I can take anywhere. So I know how to do advanced wiring from having this house, having electrical outlets that I don't have anybody to come over. Honestly, I mean, I got the money to pay them, but I ain't gonna cap for you. I don't necessarily want to pay nobody to come out. You know, if I see I can do it, I do it myself. My laptop I'm on talking to you, I wired the damn shit up myself. The outlet wasn't working. I was like, well, if I'm gonna have my laptop right here, gotta plug it into an outlet. The outlet wasn't working. I saw why it wasn't working, troubleshooted it, and boom. I ain't gonna lie to you. The guys that I have come out, don't let me watch you do your work. Be like, man, get out of here if you really care about that. Because if I watch you, guess what? I'm gonna learn what you do. I'm watching you. Monkey see, monkey do. Guess what this monkey gonna do? What he see another monkey do? So I've worked with my handyman so long, so many over a year now. I've seen him do HVAC work. I've seen him install a water heater, take the water heater down and all that. I've seen him do electrical troubleshooting. So I'm learning, I'm picking up stuff. I seen the other guy that I work with that helped me get my plumbing off to the ground, get my rough end plumbing and everything. Seen what he did with the, piping. Guess what? I do the shit now. I never thought that I knew. I remember being in this house and being fucking overwhelmed that I needed a plumber. I used to call plumbers and shit, and they ain't come out and all that goofy stuff. And it's like, man, I do my own fucking plumbing now. I could do a whole house plumbing at this point basically just because I've mainly here's a reason why, and I've talked about this. The first dude that helped me do my plumbing, he was a wino and he was a jackleg. So he used to have to come out so many goddamn times. I used to watch him and see what he did, and I saw what problems he has. He's basically rushing and he's doing it jackleg. So guess what I learned to do? Obviously, I'm paying for this shit and paying for this material. I don't do it jackleg. I do it how it's supposed to be. I make sure it's straight. I make sure, I'm patient and I take my time. So basically what I'm saying is some of these guys, if they keep coming back out and stuff like that, you kind of just watch what they do, and most of the time you probably watched a YouTube or two before they even came out. It's like, oh, that's how you do it. So I repaired my own furnace, worked on my own furnace. It's like, man, I've learned just about everything there is other than wiring exactly to the electrical box just from this house alone. And of course, if you got the right tools, a lot of things is about if you got the best tools. If you got the best tools to work with, it makes the job a lot easier. Okay. So yeah, you want to know about houses because it's just kind of like your car, like on a personal level. You want to know what the prices of stuff is. A lot of times women, they get pissed off about being women because they know when their car's fucked up, they're gonna take their car in. If they single, they know they're gonna get fucked because they don't know that much about cars. And it's the same thing with houses. A lot of times women are just, not taught the prices of stuff and all of that. and men take advantage of women. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, that's the law of the fucking nature. It's the law of the jungle. You know, I've even heard stories. Like I've heard some stories. Like I've heard stories about mechanics that the woman was short or whatever, and they wanted their car. So let's just say they assumed the position. they did something strange for some change. That happens. But the thing is that your house and your car is the main important thing most people need in modern society. Your house and your car are some of the biggest purchases people tend to make. So if you know how to be a mechanic, or either I'll just say a carpenter, or any trade that I mentioned. I mentioned everything damn near that you need to build like I said, a commercial or residential structure. All of those are construction worker. Like, my electrician, he said, hey, you should do at least about a half an hour on your house a day. I respect what he says because he's a fucking construction worker. Now, I used to help out with my cousin's construction project with his frat brothers back when I was 19. I was a laborer. I wasn't union, but I worked construction before. And I'll tell you, it's a hard job. If it feels like you're an ant. You're an ant amongst other, ants in an ant colony trying to build a house. It's very, very daunting. It's not even you're building a house. How about a communal townhome community? You're building, about 50 townhouses off Lakeshore Drive. Like, it's you're just an ant, trying to build all of these different things and help, do these different, tasks and whatnot. Man, it's very, very rough. Being a construction worker is a very, very tough job. That's why they pay people to do it, because a lot of times people don't want to do this shit. They don't want to do that. And then when you got iron workers, those big ass buildings downtown Chicago and in New York, or wherever there's a downtown area where there's these big ass buildings that's steel, man, those people have to get up on them fucking buildings, and if they fall, it's over. They're dead in it. They ain't got no parachutes on their back. They gotta climb them damn steel buildings and use welding tools to weld these steel pillars together and all of that. That's why a lot of times I really don't concern myself about like too much of the woman shit, because at the end of the day, I understand this is about power and it's about nature. You can't do nothing about nature. Nature is all encompassing and all powerful. So it's like, basically, yeah, it's women construction workers and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I know what makes me a man, and I know what most men do, and I know what most women do. And they ain't working construction, bro. They're not fucking, fixing cars like that. So yeah, there's some G.I. Janes and some small pockets of women that want to get down, but not in mass, bro. So I don't worry about, all of that talk and shit like that, because at the end of the day, I just focus on being a man. I focus on being the best person I can be, and that's it. I don't worry about that shit. And what I'll say is, when you stop worrying about it, what happens is you're not even focused in on it. It doesn't matter to you, because at the end of the day, women are gonna fucking, want to deal with you or not. Like the chicks that I was talking to at the casino. they were some like basically I would say they were like bougie ghetto chicks. They had a Chanel bag, Louis Vuitton bag. They had a whole bunch of money in there. They had big old BBLs. I don't think them was like real asses. Like I seen, yeah, I don't think them was real. So yeah, they done got some dudes to pay for this shit. They dealing with, they dealing with hood niggas that's taking penitentiary chances and shit. They taking penitentiary chances. I mean, one of them was checking me out or whatever, and I was like, hey, what's up, But that's who they used to dealing with. I'm not taking, I'm not out here taking penitentiary chances. Okay, so I'm probably more of a fucking lame or whatever you want to call. So no, I'm not taking penitentiary chances like that. And um that's I mean they just that's I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? That has a shelf life. You know, I know that. I've seen that. I've been around the block. I mean, I'm not, them chicks were probably in their late 20s. I'm 42 years old. I've seen the end cycle. I've seen the end cycle of uh, um a bougie ghetto chick that dealt with dudes that taking penitentiary chances. I know what happens with the dudes, and I know what happened with the women. I mean, basically, the women they have their babies, and then they have to go live their life. I mean, whether that be they open up a beauty salon, they get their degree, go into education or whatever job they do, and they might still deal with those guys, or they might deal with professional men or whatever. But the dude, the pookie or the thug, he usually has a hard life. He doesn't recover. The women, I'll tell you, the women that deal with thugs, they fare okay. They fare where they have some children. They might have some, I call them pookie war brides. They might have some tattoos, maybe a couple scars or two, and they probably still deal with the dudes, or they live in the hood, or they live close to the hood because they feel comfortable. One thing that they agree with Pookie, they don't feel comfortable living around white folks and shit like that. So they just kind of tend to live in kind of urban environments or whatever, but maybe a little nicer than just like the straight hood or ghetto or whatever. But they just they fare all right, tend to fare all right. Not all of them, but Pookie Thuggo Thuggo has it hard. Okay, Thuggo does not usually fare well. Them penitentiary chances, they can go all over the place. I mean, you can go to prison. Okay, you might you might have gotten raped or something by some men or whatever. It's dudes that come out of prison and they done got turned out by the what do they call that dude? The old boy from the Boondocks, we could do this the easy way, or we could do it the hard way. It's like, there is some guys like that in prison. I ain't never been, I ain't trying to go, but it is some guys, man. I done heard some stories. I heard some stories from guys that were working in the penitentiary, okay? Not in the pen, they work there. And it's some other guys that they verified. It's certain gangs and stuff, certain high level gang members that they be trying to turn these young dudes out. They be trying. They in prison for life, so they're not coming out. So they the only thing they have is the ability to have sex with other men. So some of these guys, they get turned out. They have secrets that they got raped, but they can't never tell nobody. So they come out and they might straighten up when they come out, or they might go both ways or some shit. Or it's guys that just go straight, to the Rainbow Mafia because they got turned out. They got exploited. So that goes there. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. And then another way it goes is that, Thuggo, aka Pookie, he gets so broke that he goes to be homeless. A lot of people have, a lot of the guys in Chicago, man, and I'll just speak for Chicago. This could be LA. This could be anywhere there's a large homeless population. Basically, a lot of those homeless guys are ex-Pookies. Nobody talks about this shit. Okay? Nobody wants to talk about this shit. They always, you either have the side that glorifies these guys. I don't glorify anybody. Okay? The nerd lame that makes a bunch of money that thinks he's supposed to get the women or think he's supposed to get more women than Pookie, I don't glorify them or nor do I glorify Pookie. But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these guys that's on the street in Chicago, okay, these guys are, most of them are ex-thugs, ex-convicts, or whatever you want to call them, ex-Pookies or currently Pookies. They got really, really broke. They got so broke that they ran out of all kind of money to whatever the case may be. They might got hooked on drugs. They were selling weight and they got hooked on their own weight. They started using their own stuff and they out there living in a tent. Okay? Because they was chasing pussy. They like the fast money. They like to get the money. And they like the women and all of that. They like to, get the women that, wanted them or was chasing after those men. And they like that shit. See, me, I look at it like, here's the thing with me. This is why I don't glorify either. I get both of those women. I get the Pookie's war brides, or ex war brides, or even current, doesn't matter. And I also get the women that probably are more on the side of they square, they don't deal with those men or Pookies or whatever. They try not to, or they whatever. They go both ways where they deal, because you got women that they deal with all different types of men. You got women that's just like men. They deal with different types of men for whatever situation. Yeah, I deal with educated women, square chicks, and I've dealt with Pookie war brides. Yeah, so I don't think like I don't have the angst or whatever like that. I mean, these women are women. At the end of the day, you got the tool to do the job. And some people got more, a better tool than others. I mean, but once they realize, a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, I don't like to toot my horn all the time, but I'm the type of dude, I get with these chicks, and then all of a sudden you see them again, they done went to college and shit. You're like, God damn, they done got a Buddha, they got a Buddha fucking figurine and shit. They done turned into a fucking Buddhist. I'm like, God damn, is my dick magical? These bitches done, goddamn it, tried to shoot for the stars. God damn, I'm that inspirational. I mean, shit. It's like I don't know. This is not like one or two times that this happened. Like I've gotten with hood chicks and yeah, they done upgrade. And I ain't do shit. I ain't give them no money or nothing. I just some conversation and some good fucking peen. That's it. Then it like fuck it. I ain't dealing with Pookie no more. I mean, I want better out of life. I mean, this is not like I'm no cap. Like I done dealt with a couple chicks, man. They done fucking upgraded their life, man. They done at least went from I done been with chicks, man. I've even talked to chicks. I ain't never even had sex with them. I just talked to them, gave them some free therapy. Then all of a sudden, they're 85 octane. Next thing you know, you see them working at Walmart and shit. Like, goddamn, they got a wedding ring on and shit. And it's like, damn, fuck. I ain't even fucking got my therapy license. I ain't even, I didn't even finish college. It's like, goddamn, I done helped you that fucking, help you see the light or whatever, huh? So yeah, I mean, a lot of these chicks just got terrible. They got terrible people around them, not giving them any guidance. You know what I'm saying? They got nobody to fucking help them. The motherfucker, get a couple car rides, some encouragement, conversation, and then people latch onto that shit, man. It's a good movie that if you had a good English teacher or literature teacher, they done already assigned this book to you in high school. Usually in high school, if you really went to a good school, it's like junior high or whatever. It's a book called The Count of Monte Cristo. That book, man, and the movie is excellent. Okay, that is a classic. Okay, that's a classic tale of someone that was just kind of just an average guy that he was just not doing well in life. He got double crossed by somebody that he thought was his friend. I ain't gonna give it away, but you should try to go watch that movie. If you haven't seen The Count of Monte Cristo, you should watch that motherfucking movie, man. That should be mandatory TV or movies that you watch in school, in like any time, basically K through 8 or 8 through 12th grade, like County Monte Cristo. That should be like mandatory, man. I mean, most people probably already have had to read that book and do a paper on it. I mean, usually that's a sign. If you had any teacher that was worth a fuck, they already, that's part of the curriculum. I mean, it's other books as well. But yeah, I mean, I say that to say that, yeah, a lot of times people just need somebody that got wisdom and just different experiences and some good conversation, man, to kind of talk you through some shit. To even empathy. Some fucking empathy, like, goddamn. Yeah, that shit's fucked up. You say, yo, baby daddy raped you. Goddamn, that's fucked up. Shit, you got a fucking whole rape baby? Fuck. That's hard. That go hard in the paint right there. Oh, he said he read Animal Farm. What's going on? I seen you before. Said he read Animal Farm. Animal Farm, I think, is like something that's kind of like 1984. That's like a dark. So both that book, The Count of Monte Cristo, is I would consider like a black pill book. It's like a black pill book. Okay, this what he's talking about, Animal Farm. It goes even deeper than that. Okay, you talk about 1984, talking about Citizen Kane, talking about fucking Brave New World type shit, and that's when you going into, you going into fucking goddamn near suicidal territory and shit. Like, I don't even want to live in this existence because it's so fucked up, like type shit. And you really have to have the stomach to fucking be able to concentrate or process that shit. Because it's like some, kind of, it goes into a dark place. And trust me, I've read, I've not read, but I've watched 1984. I used to sell this shit. I think I'm pretty sure I had 1984 on my. I used to sell conscious DVDs. It's a fucking weird ass movie, man. And you watch it, you see the shit today. Like, then it's like, you see some fucking figurehead. It's like on everybody. It's you walk around, you see the same fucking person everywhere. I mean, it's pretty much that's authoritarian regime basically. That's like Putin, and it's like North Korea, like Kim Jong Un. You see his face everywhere. That's some 1984 shit. His face come on the TV and shit. Yeah, it's crazy shit. Yeah, I mean, even we really talk about like in corporate America, that's what the CEO is. You see the CEO on every fucking, you see him on the website, the company website, see him all throughout the building. It's like some crazy shit, but yeah. I say this, man, when it comes to that type of stuff, a lot of times people go there with them type of like books and that type of stuff, and they go into a place that I understand. I can even say I can understand. I'll just say I understand. But the thing is that they go into a place where they become a non-conformist. Okay, meaning they don't want to fucking do nothing else, and they just like think the world is fucked up, and it is. They think of people and all that shit, and they just kind of go into a lifestyle or whatever of non-conformity. And even also, it takes a step further. I'm taking a break right now, and it goes into non-competitiveness as well, where they just don't even fucking compete. And I don't agree with that. And I've been there as far as, I've understand that. I can probably even say I've even went there as far as my mind. And it's like, no. You just, basically, turn on fucking, fuck bitches, get money, like whatever it takes to get you out that spell. You gotta get out that spell, man. It's a lot of life to live. The world is a wonderful place to be. It's places nobody ever even been before. I mean, wherever you probably been, you gotta think nobody saw what you saw. Nobody been where you been. Wherever you been in life, I mean, I was all over Japan. Most people ain't never even been to Japan. I've been to Guam, been to Hawaii and shit. I've been all over America, just about. It's all over Chicago. I mean, it's like, man, I mean, there's places that I look at, like, you ever see, if you're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you see all these like videos of like these places like Iceland, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, and shit. These, the Swiss Alps, and it's like all of these places you most likely have never been, and it's like that's one of the things about traveling and shit. Like, you can actually make a trip. You can be like, man, I want to go there. Like, I seen some shit like I think it was like I want to say it was Norway. Like, some of these European countries, right? They have these big ass mountains, these mountains that look like fucking out of the Lord of the Rings and shit. It's like, man, I mean, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, also like, yeah, I mean, most people talk about traveling and shit and the whole passport road stuff to get some, get some women and all of that, but it's like the world is a beautiful fucking place, man. It's a lot. I mean, it's a dangerous place too, but it's like, man, it's a lot of places that just like way out. You see these fucking mountains and shit, man. And it's like, what the fuck? Damn, I walked away from my microphone. I was all the way on the other side of the house. I was thinking I was talking. I got my phone on me. I was thinking I was talking on my phone. I forgot I had my laptop, all the way across the room and shit. I'm thinking I'm talking on my god doggone phone. So yeah, I mean the world is full of places, man. Yeah, the people could be fucked up, can be weird, all kind of stuff, right? But the world, man, is strange animals and all kind of shit, undiscovered stuff. Of course, man, people try to, they try to go under the sea and stuff because there's so much stuff under the sea. It's so much undiscovered under the sea that it's just like, people trying to discover this shit, and it's like, they got submersibles and all of this to definitely take you there. And I mean, obviously there's some submersibles that you shouldn't be even trying to be on. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot in the world that is just, I mean, it's a lot going on. I mean, yeah, is this some technology that's scary than a motherfucker? That it's certain weapons and shit that just knock you out, destroy you, and all kind of shit. Yeah, it's some crazy shit out there, man. There's some crazy ass stuff out there. There's some scary shit. It's a lot of stuff, man, going on. But you got two options. You could be so scared and petrified that you don't live your life and you just try to stay in the house or stay in a bunker or somewhere, or you just say fuck it, and you take whatever necessary precautions and you just live your fucking life. I've took the steps or whatever, made the decision. I was gonna fucking live my life, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna live my fucking life, dude. That's the decisions that I make. Okay. Yeah, all them books and movies and shit. Fucking 13 Monkeys and the Animal Farm and all that. Yeah, those movies are very interesting. Those are like really, that goes beyond This, sci-fi. That's some sci-fi shit. But man, look at this, man. You know, these pyramids, man. What It's this it's 13 wonders in the world or something. There's so many wonders in the world. This is one of them. And they were living in these. These are temples. They were living in these. It was, the sun was like baking, like it was extremely hot. They were living underground, way, way below these pyramids, man. They were sleeping in here, fucking having sex in these motherfuckers. I mean, living life, man. And these were like the castles. This was their castles. These are the pharaohs' castles they was living in. This is the rulership of empire throughout the world. Every fucking empire has tried to control this. This has been a battle for like thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. Every fucking empire has tried to conquer this place. Everybody. They still fighting over this shit, You know what I'm saying? But and then this is like, all of the major religions, this is where they got the idea or the concept of all major three religions. You know what I'm saying? So this is where this is, you know what I'm saying? This is just one. This is one of 13, you know what I'm saying? Wonders of the world, man. So it's a world out here, man. It's a fucking world out here to live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole world out here, man. And I ain't even, of course, it's women out here. Of course, it's women out here. I mean, some of them, yeah, they like a certain type of guy, man. But yeah, I mean, hey, whatever they like, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, unless you want to, if you want to attract women, you know what women like. I mean, if you want a certain type of woman, you know what they like. It's not. I suggest you not even worry about that, man. I would suggest you try to be the person you like. Shit, you try to be the person you like. Guess what? Most likely the women gonna like you. If you try to be the person that you like, yep. Like attracts like. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, it's a whole world out here, man. It's a whole world out here. Okay? It's a whole world. Wherever this is somewhere. I mean, I don't know where it is, but it's definitely somewhere. Okay, this is a fall that looked like you could probably drop down. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, if it's got a water level that's, you know, above at least 4 or 5 feet, 6 feet, probably safe to jump. You know, I mean, yeah, it's a whole world out here, man. It's a whole world out here, man. You know, those movies and shit, it try to make you scared. I think that's possibly what the other reason why they put them out there, to make you scared to live your life. You know, so you basically don't live your life, man. You just be, you know, fearful and shit, scared to live your life, man. It's a whole life out here, man. It's people buying stocks, bonds, forex, um, they buying futures, call options, all kind of shit, put options every single day, man. They're competing. Okay, there's people out here competing, man. You know, you want to compete, and it's very it's very a lot of different reasons why you want to compete. You know, but you definitely want to. I would suggest you to be competitive, man. Be competitive. Don't be delusional. You know, I mean, it's material. You know, Madonna said it's a material world. That she said that back in the 80s. You know, it's a material world. Okay, you know, but she just recently had a drug overdose, or so, they had to revive her. Um, they had to use Narcan. She was taking either some heroin or some fentanyl or both, and they had to revive her using Narcan. But yeah, man, it's a whole life out here, man. Look at this kitchen. This is like, you could say this is $1 million kitchen. I mean, not that it costs $1 million, but it probably does. Okay, look at this. Look at this kitchen, man. What would you have to do to get a kitchen like this, man? Look at the view alone. Look at the view. These are all glass windows. Okay, this looks like it's some type of, yeah. This is some like home in the forest. This is a custom um, home. All of this is custom. You can't go on Home Depot and get none of this shit. You might be able to get maybe the faucet, the range. Nope. Maybe the chairs. All of this is custom, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't invite everybody to your house, too, because it's like somebody throw somebody through that glass. That's not drywall. So if you're around people that act like animals, you know, such as what you mentioned, if you're around people, that movie or that book, if you're around people that act like animals and they throwing people through walls and punching walls and shit, you can't punch that. You punch that glass. Okay, it's probably thick glass, so it'd be hard to punch it. But I mean, basically, man, you better, you got to know how to behave, man. You come over somebody's house and they act like that, where they, punching walls and, you know, throwing people inside walls and stuff like that. This is not drywall. These are custom glass windows. Okay, these are custom glass windows. You know what I'm saying? So it's like basically, this is not something you can go out to, you know, Lowe's or Menards or Home Depot, whatever hardware store that you live near. These are custom glasses. These are basically custom builder supply that you have to order from a custom builder. Most likely this was something that was designed by an architect. Okay, and you have to, you have a blueprint that come with it, and most likely this house is you know a multi-million dollar home. You know, this is 10-20 million dollars. This home, and everything is custom. So it's like you get a glass, that's cracked. You gotta go, contact your architect, to find out where did the glass that they purchased this, and hopefully he's still alive. You know, this is life, man. You know, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is, living your life, man. So now I just, just to give you something to think about, you know what I'm saying? Um, if that's the only thing you could say is I read Animal Farm, like you probably in some type of dark place. I'm gonna tell you, it's life is also about people as well. You know, I don't know if you got a woman or something or whatever, but men need women, man. I'm like I said, I was playing chess the other night. I won. I you know I I made a blunder, made a huge blunder at the last minute, but I'm gonna tell you, man. Every man needs some type of woman, man. You know, I mean, even to be honest, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I really probably don't say this. A lot of times, what makes me happy is the fact that I can get women, man. If I couldn't get women, I probably would not be as happy as I am. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to anybody. The fact that I could still bust my load, man, and have sex with women, man. Um, that is part of the happiness of life. Okay, so I know people got their own stuff or whatever they got going on, and I know what's going on in society in America, and in the world and stuff like that. But I mean, part of why I'm happy is my ability to sustain my health and be able to um, have some type of you know transformation with the opposite sex. Okay, so um, it kind of helps. It kind of helps. You know what I'm saying? And women also. I mean, women actually they um they have a diagnosis called hysteria. And his one of the actual treatments for hysteria was for the doctor to get the woman off. Yeah, literally, stick his finger up her pussy and get her off. Make her climax to the point where she busts a nut. Because I mean, women need actual men too. Okay, so um, I know people they find different places and spaces to deal with like-minded people and all kind of other stuff, but I don't want to make any bones about it, man. You need some type of interaction, man. With women. It's just we weren't born to be by ourselves. I know people have their own problems and shit like that, and they have this um whatever fucking club that they evolve with or whatever. But no, This is you know, I'm basically I'm a general guy, man. I just an everyday dude, man. You know, I want a Trans Am, and I want a fucking Mustang. Um, I want to go to the hardware store and pick up some fucking 2x4s and put in my Jeep. I'm a I'm a dude, you know. I wanna fuck a big titty bitch, and blow my load and have a good time, you know, and goddamn sit in a jacuzzi, you know. And I mean, I've done these things. I don't necessarily broadcast what I've done, but I'm gonna be honest, like in the last 12 months, I mean, I've sat in a jacuzzi and got down, blew my load while I was watching the Bears game. I don't broadcast this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't say what I do, but yeah, I be living my life, man. I say, you know, it's times that I go without, like, you know, I have periods where I go without, but I mean, you know, it did, you know, next thing you know, boom, I'm in a Sybaris blowing my load, you know, watching the Bears lose, you know, in the jacuzzi. So I mean, don't you know, just be. I don't necessarily you know, broadcast everything in real time or whatever, but you know, sometimes, man, you gotta live your life, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live your life too. The books and everything is cool, but you also gotta walk out that door and open it and live your life. You know. Um. So, yeah. I mean, if y'all need any assistance, man, I mean, you know, I got a website. We go on my website, man. You know, I mean, my my consultant rates are the cheapest probably in on YouTube. You know, if you need, you know what I'm saying, to talk, you know, you need some advice. I mean, it's like I think like $10, 15 minutes, man. If you need longer, it's like it's like 30 bucks or something like that, man. Probably on average about $1 a minute, man. You know, I can guide you on, you know, the best decision you can make, man. You know, whatever, you know, circumstances you got going on, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much I got you. You know, I ain't charge you 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand, $500. You know, if you need help, you know, reach out to me. Money back guaranteed. You know, but if you trying to just reach out to me and just motherfucking be my friend and shit like that, I got plenty of friends. I'm not really, you know, I'm good on the friendship category. Um, you know, I'm looking for female friends for sure. But yeah, I also need money too. Okay. So I can help you, help me, help you. You know, but if you're, you know, needing some, you know, advice, or you want to run something by me, like I said, money back guarantee. Uh if I can't resolve your questions, concerns, guess what? I'm not hurting for no money, man. Now I might be hurting for tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, millions of dollars. But I'm not hurting for a Hyundai or a honey bun or $10. I'm not. Thankfully, thank God, man. I'm not. Okay. Um, but you know, yeah. That's what I could say, man, for you. You know, and yeah, live your life, man. Live your life.